Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rob Stiles. I am the broker owner of Revolution Realty Team here in town. I've seen a lot of real estate action over my 12 years in this business, and now I'm just starting to have a little more fun with it and also share some of the little fun lore that I found within it. So today, a lot of people have heard of this, but a lot of others haven't, so that's why I'm doing this. I have a friend of mine, and his name is Saint Joseph. And there's some actual lore about this Saint Joseph here. And I wanted to cover kind of where that came from and then just speak a little bit about it because it's, I don't know, kind of fun. And real estate can be a stressful environment at times. And if this Christianity faith is your type of thing, then this could maybe fit right into your avenue of things to try if your home isn't selling. If not, no worries. This isn't about taking any kind of side. So as a disclaimer, this is all about fun, and it happens to be something that currently exists already in the real estate space. So without further ado, the story behind this St. Joseph, per the stjosephstatue.com anyways, I'm going to read this quick here. And St. Joseph was Jesus' earthly father and raised God's only son together with his wife, the Virgin Mary. St. Joseph is known to be the saint of handcraft and home protection. He is also referred to as the home selling agent. I don't think that that's necessarily true, but you take it for what you want. In folklore, anyways. The history of St. Joseph, one of the most popular and common saints, is not known to many people. Besides being seen as a real estate agent, he is also known for being a good father and the saint of workers. St. Joseph, the worker. Okay, so the history of it was, the history behind the tradition of the buried statue of St. Joseph is hundreds of years old. 1515 AD through 1582 AD. It began in Europe with nuns at a cloister when they needed to expand their land, and after a prayer to St. Joseph, they buried medals of him in the ground. After a short time, their prayers had been heard, and they got more land. The old story has lived on until today, hence me talking about it, of course. But the tradition has changed from burying medals to burying these statues. And it could be any kind of statue. I think this is just a random one I found on Amazon. St. Joseph was the husband of the Virgin Mary and the earthly father of Jesus again. We don't know a lot about Joseph, except that he was a skilled craftsman and a good father. He became a saint for the workers, and it is very common to pray to him to get his help with house sales and many other things. The reason he was made a patron saint is because he taught Jesus the craftsman's trade and made sure that Jesus always was well housed. That is the reason why he always helped people find a house they were looking for, and in that way help the people who need to sell their homes. So there's definitely, a little bit more to this depending on who you are, and you could get really deep into this, I'm sure, as people get deeper into things with less value, I suppose. But there's a few steps here. So the first step, according to WikiHow, is burying the statue, of course. Step 2 is wrap the statue in a protective cloth or a bag, something to show respect, essentially. The third thing is to bury the statue. There are some rumors, people say that you should bury the statue upside down, or you should, bury him upward. I think the upside down thing is because you're trying to make him so uncomfortable that he then brings the buyer because he wants out of the ground. And also I read something silly about how somebody buried him sideways and a neighbor's home sold. So take it for what you will, of course. So upon burying this statue, if you don't have a statue, or you don't have a front yard and you're in a condo, maybe do a flower pot is what's recommended for that. And then you should keep the statue after the sale. So after you bury it, though, you're supposed to say a prayer to St. Joseph and ask for his help until it sells. And let's see, after the house sells and you get it under contract, you dig that St. Joseph statue up, and then you give thanks, of course. And in your new home, or wherever you're headed, then you take the statue with you and you bring this guy and you put him in a prominent place because he helped you to sell your home. So kind of a silly little thing, but definitely something to consider if you're feeling compelled after watching this. So I figured I'd bring a little bit of light to that. And I've actually used these a couple times in my day. And I got to say, I think I feel and know that it worked on some level. So I think it's, beauty's in the eye of the beholder or something like that. So if you think that thing's, beautiful in your mind and that it may have value and that it may work for you, then it actually may. So have an awesome Friday. And yeah, until then, St. Joseph may be your ticket. So take care.